Hey guys, it's Luke here and welcome back to another video where you join me today for a bit of a reveal and a bit of a catch up really with the current fleet which you see behind me. I currently have 4 cars, as you can see, however, shortly to be going down to 3. Elephant in the room, of course, if you recognise these plates, you'll know that these were worn on my E92 M3, which is not the car in question because I've sold another one. One of these behind me is set to leave the channel. The M3 is off with its new owner being enjoyed thoroughly already. Sad to see that car go and sad to actually see it not here with the others because it would have been a really cool photo. But yeah, thought I'd bring you this video as a bit of an update, but also to tell you which of these 4 behind me is set to depart the channel very soon. So yeah, after 2 years and 30,000 miles, my E92 M3 is gone. We knew it was happening. If you saw the video, me putting it up for sale a little while back, ultimately it has now left the fleet, left the garage, and as I said, being enjoyed with its new owner. I'd love to catch up with the car one day and maybe get it back on the channel sometime in the future, because I'm sure the build will continue on that car and it would be very cool to document it and share it with you guys as time goes on. But I had some great memories with that car, you know, taking it for some Nürburgring laps, subsequently getting it banned because of how loud it was.
133 Dezibel. Lärm.
Do you speak English? Too loud.
Finished.
Too loud. Okay,
Yes.
okay. Doing some really nice modifications, wrapping it with monster wraps, putting a nice set of wheels on it, again making it very loud with Mad DP, and ultimately it being the daily. Currently, the 2 cars you see at the front are being the dailies. The Golf R, bit of a silly one, but has to be done, it's just funny. And also the A45S, a car which I said I would never daily for other reasons. But yeah, it's a shame that the M3 is gone. I think it was the right time too. I had my fun, I ticked the box, and ultimately we're now left with these 4. But as I said, soon to be 3, so let's dive in. Starting things off then with the Larry one, my favourite of the fleet and arguably maybe the flagship car of the channel. Of course, my MK7 Golf R track car. I'm going to say it straight away, it is not this car. I would never sell this car. If I lost everything, I would live in this car. I am never, ever getting rid of it. I absolutely love it. Of course, bought it as a completely stock car about 3 years ago and turned it into what you see here. My very own fully fledged track car, I suppose you could say. Currently the daily driver, or one of them anyway, which yes, is a bit silly, but it's a nice place to be. I don't care about the mileage. And as I said, I will never get rid of it. So I can somewhat justify doing as many silly things with it as I can because I just don't care. This is never going anywhere. There's a full rundown on the channel with the whole project so far, which you'll see, but this has a very special place in my heart. But in terms of updates, you would have seen recently, it's been a bit poorly. We've had a lot of work done to it, which thankfully is all rectified and all fixed, of course done by the team at VGS. We basically had a gearbox rebuild because the manual gearbox in this car at 105,000 miles, most of which pretty hard driving, especially for the 25,000 miles that I've done in it, they've been quite hard. So it was off the road for a little while, for about a month actually, but thankfully she's all good, working well, and well, despite the weather, what we have, hoping to enjoy a lot of track days. I'm currently running the road setup because, as I said, I still use this car a lot on the road. So I'm running the Pilot Sport 5 tyres with a second set of 2 forged wheels. These are the ZF8s. But yeah, it's definitely not this car. It would never be this car. And I look forward to seeing basically where this project goes going forward, because we've done this much in 3 years. See how much we can do in 30 or 40 years, because I have the full intention to be doing track days in this car when I'm 70 or 80, because why not? It would be mega. Of course, it is never the Golf R, but sat behind it, we have the latest car of the channel, the S38L, looking, despite the rain, a lot more presentable than what it was when I revealed it to you guys not too long ago. And of course, it is not this car either. I am just getting started with this, and in fact, as you would have seen recently as well, it's looking pretty tidy. Have a look at this in here, looking like a completely different car. Of course, this is the abandoned car, the car that was abandoned for about 5 years before my ownership, looking really sorry for itself, and ultimately wanted to take on something a little bit different, something which I can really get my teeth stuck into, similar to the S1 project actually, and really make a difference, transform it, and that is exactly what we're doing. But this car I would love to get properly, physically on the road again soon with a valid MOT, taxed, everything like that. I would love to see that, and of course you guys will be the first to see it because I have no intentions as of yet to sell it and get rid. Of course, it's never going to be a forever car, but there's still lots to be done on that. That does leave though these two, which to be honest, compared to these two, especially at the moment, you don't see on the channel, and there is a reason for that, and that I think it's time to go into. So then, the A45S AMG and the Audi S1. Two cars, as I said, which don't really feature on the channel that much. And if I'm being honest, two cars which were bought primarily for this, for YouTube, for content, which I know is crazy to say, especially with this one, and especially with the fact that there's also two others. Because let's be honest, a 25-year-old does not need 4 cars, unless you're a YouTuber. But yes, two cars which don't feature on the channel that much. Two cars which I do really like. I mean, the Audi A1 was my first ever car, so I have a very soft spot for this chassis, I suppose you could say. My dream at that point was actually to go into an S1 after I had the A1 as my first car. Instead I went to a Golf R. So yeah, and to be honest, it's cool to have one. Despite not being in the best shape still, it's cool to have one. I do really like them as cars. And as for the A45S AMG, as I said, bought primarily as a content car, which is crazy and daft, but believe me, there is a vision. This car, to be honest, in the tuning game, hasn't really been explored. That is why I purchased this car, to really see what can be done in terms of this platform. And to be honest, it's going really well. I apologise that it isn't many videos of this car, especially recently with it, but that will change soon. There's been a lot going on with the Golf R, and I've been distracted with the S3, plus the S1 and the M3, and all the features as well. And I'll be honest, I don't do this full time, so to be honest, to have time to really create these videos as frequent as I do is a genuine challenge. But yes, sorry that the A45S doesn't appear on the channel very soon. And I'll be honest, it's a big purchase, this car. It's a lot of money to be tied up in a car. But despite the fact, it isn't this car. It is not the A45S. I am not done with it. Despite it not really appearing too much on the channel, it's not going, because the S1 is. This is the car which I have sold. And I know, I can hear the comments already. I can hear them. Trust me. There's probably multiple memes going on right now. You're watching this thinking, yep, that's right. He's given up. He can't do it. And to be honest, that is part of the reason. I am learning. This is something very new to me, but I like trying different things. That's why we got the S3. I want to try something different, really get my hands stuck in. I want to learn. I want to see what I can do. And this was an experiment. I bought it on a whim, not really planning to do anything like this. I have sold it, and there are multiple reasons why. So I think we'll dive in. In the boot of this car, you will see a ton of parts. All the parts needed to bring this car back up to life and back on the road. I was ready to get this car fixed. Despite, I know, the damage not being too bad, and despite me taking ages to do it, I was actually just under the assumption that I was going to get the car done, get it on the road, not film it. Remember, I bought this car as a content car because I wanted to use this car as a daily. With the M3 going, I needed a daily. Currently using the Golf R and the A45S, which is silly because that's a race car and I've lost crazy amounts of money on that car. And I'll be honest, I'll be real. The comments in the videos with this car were savage. And so I thought, do you know what? Let's just get it on the road. I want to experience this car for myself as much as anything. So I was literally about to start getting it all back together. In fact, some of the bits I have already fitted off camera. And then essentially I got an offer that I couldn't refuse. And so yes, it's going as is, which I know you might think it's a bit of a cop-out, but it is what it is. This car is cool. I'm glad that I bought it, and I'm glad that I've experimented with a few videos, and I'm sure that where this car goes is going to be rebuilt and turned into a bit of a cool thing as well. So it would be good, much like the M3, to experience this car properly, because I've never driven it, but I do still need a daily. And so that is coming soon. So something perhaps a little bit different, but something which I think will be a cool addition to the fleet, minus that. And so yes, you will have to keep your eyes peeled for that. It's always a pleasure to do the silly things with these cars, and cars do come and go. You know, I don't have the money to just keep on adding cars, especially with what this thing owes me and how much I have lost on it. That is why I don't daily it. To be completely honest, I see the comments all the time, like, especially when I'm using that every day, and like, you've got a nice A45S would be the perfect daily. Why are you dailying an M3? And then when that sells, why are you dailying a track spec Golf R? That, I'm kind of a bit scared to use it, purely for the financial reasons. I bought this car thinking that it had lost most of its money. I then bought it and it's then lost the rest of its money. And I've probably done 8,000–9,000 miles on it. And yeah, it's a bit painful. I'll be honest, it's a bit painful, but yeah, I'm not done with it. There is some cool stuff coming soon. It's a journey. I can't just keep on adding cars. Some have to go. And so the S1 is going. I'd love to see what your guys' thoughts are in the comments. Perhaps some of you saw this coming, perhaps some of you didn't, but yeah, I'm kind of sad that I didn't finish the project. I know a lot of people joke and stuff in the comments that, oh, where's the S1? Where's that gone? Why are you keeping on building the Golf R? Why have you bought this to renovate and restore? Why are you not finishing this? And it's not like me to not finish something. As I said, and I will keep on saying, I was gonna finish it. It is what it is. It was an offer I couldn't turn down. I know it's going to a good home, and I know it will end up being a very cool car once it's all built back up and enhanced and modified. These were the plates that were gonna go on it. The plates from the M3. Do let me know what you guys think. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you have, please do make sure you leave a like and make sure you subscribe for all the adventures still to come.